Sydney Fishman had no option but to go back to San Francisco to join her family after COVID-19 forced the authorities at NYU to close the university for safety concerns. The Masters of Journalism student now takes her courses online instead of in a classroom. For Sydney, this method of learning is very strange.
Well, there's a lot of ways that it affects us, right? Because we cannot go to our university anymore. So we can't go to NYU anymore. We have to do remote classes. And a lot of those classes that you and me would have done, like in the journalism school, have to be online now, which is pretty hard and like problematic for me personally, because I like to do a lot of, obviously, like my interview style is like very like going out and like talking to people, and that's how journalists are in general.
Even though Sydney appreciates the online classes, she thinks they are disconnected from reality.
I can't get a connection with someone through a story if I'm doing that story just at home from my phone. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm really being a journalist and like getting people's full stories if I can't connect with them in person. So that's a little bit difficult.
Veronica Ngakwo, another master's student, left her home country Ghana to attend NYU, a distance of about 5,000 miles. But the outbreak of COVID-19 has forced her to take her courses online. She described this new process of learning as slow and boring.
So it's challenging because I haven't done any sort of learning like this before. And I prefer face-to-face interactions. So this is very challenging for me, trying to stay focused throughout the session. Personally, I learn by watching and doing. So being in the position where I would not see somebody doing it for me to kind of imitate what the person is doing is challenging.
In a message to students, NYU President Andrew Hamilton said we shall still stay connected together to one another in spirit and through technology.
Hello NYU colleagues and students. Let me start by extending my hope that every one of you is safe and healthy. Many university communities might have stumbled in these circumstances, but at NYU we have seen faculty respond with innovative remote classes. We've seen students find ways to move their activities online, and we've watched administrators and staff work tirelessly to address the serious challenges that seem to be emerging every day.
But looking at the time, energy and resources invested in the program by students, Veronica has this suggestion for NYU.
Yeah, I think everybody came here to have a face-to-face interaction. But then on the other hand, this is also not the doing of anyone. I don't know how the discussion is going to be on that, but I support some form of partial refund.
NYU has not commented publicly about student refunds. Like every other university, NYU is taking the crisis one day at a time. But meanwhile, its journalism students are finding new ways to cover the stories of their lifetime. For NYU Now, this is Alpha Kamara reporting from Staten Island in New York.